is off limits. I've been ripping down walls like Gorbachev. I do it for my dogs and do it for the cause, yeah. You do it for the blogs and do it for applause, yeah. You do it for the wrong reason, so I have to judge. The beat up on your song is decent, but your rapping sucks. That's why I can't endorse it. But still you're in the stores and people flock with open wallets to cop your garbage recordings. But I keep my hands in my pocket, that's ironic, like Alanis Morissette. I hate this game, but I can't just forfeit. Don't want the fame, but I'll take the fortune. The moolah, they say what you give to it, you end up attracting 2 yards. That's why I put my 2 cents in and got some change back. Guess it all makes sense in my brain, man. My bedroom feels too small for me, but the outside world's like doomsday, honey. I'll go Usain once you say run it. Lot of fish in the sea, but 2 ain't nothing. My bedroom feels too small for me, but the outside world's like doomsday, honey. I'll go Usain once you say run it. Lot of fish in the sea, but 2 ain't nothing. There's a rip tide coming, hold on. I think the sky's falling on us. There's a rip tide coming, hold on. I think the sky's falling on us, yeah. Falling on us, yeah. Falling, yeah. There's a rip tide coming, hold on. I think the sky's falling on us, yeah. Cloud 9 never seemed so far away. Guess there's only so much bullshit I can tolerate. Treat the booth like my pool pit, I'm trying to congregate. But my pursuit of artistry has led my heart astray. I try to stay up on a straight and narrow path, but every time I look, it's like sand from this hourglass is pouring outward. But I'm all about my paper like I'm Jim Halpert. The top is just a shot away, so baby, give me shelter. Yeah, I'm South Philly's own Lil Helper, the Wolf of Broad Street. They call me the young Jordan Belfort. My story developing Corey Feldman the way they can't stand by me, like I just brought them here to see a dead body. Yeah, and that body's mine, so I'm the one you hide behind, trying to find peace in the deep end of this violent mind. Praying for Vegas, bowling for Columbine. Download it for free and sold up on Spotify. Like here, yo, sell your soul up on the dotted line, or stay independent and sell not a dime, just try to grind. Yeah, cause what a time to be alive, ain't it? God would've got more followers if she was Vine famous. But me, I just live free to die painless. I'll be rolling up the heaven's gates late like, hi haters. God is major and I'm grateful for the pain you caused. If I wasn't, I wouldn't have sang you these songs. Like, my bedroom feels too small for me, but the outside world's like doomsday, honey. I'll go Usain once you say run it. Lot of fish in the sea, but 2 ain't nothing. My bedroom feels too small for me, but the outside world's like doomsday, honey.
What's going on? What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another live stream. If you're new here, my name is Zach. Welcome in. This is the show, Real Deal Futures. We are going to be trading live ES on TopstepX. This is the micro chart. I'll get a little trade review going on from my session this morning. Pretty uneventful here. You could see a whopping 40 cents, right about break even here in this combine. I will be trading a TopstepX combine. I'm funded with Topstep, multiple XFAs. I have 5 with them. I am working through quite a few combines that are still active, some fresh ones, some that are close to passing, and a couple that I've killed. But welcome in. Happy to have you here. What's up, guys? What's up, chat? Andrew, what's up? Michael, greetings from Switzerland. What's going on? What's up? Jose goes, what's up, you beautiful human? It's leg day for me. Super pumped. Bro, it's not a day that this man is not jacked up. If you want some morning inspiration, please join the free Discord. Link is in the description. And Jose will greet you every morning by screaming at you and calling you a beautiful human or some crazy other name. What's going on? Cameron, how we doing, my man? What's going on, guys? Glad to have you in here. Thank you for joining. Thanks for being on. So let's jump right into it, man. I'm not going to bore you guys with the higher time frame. You should probably know what's going on here if you're coming on here to trade live. You should know that we've been on a massive sell-off. We had a little bit of a correction, a little bit of chop overnight, and now into NYSE session open here at 9:30 a.m. You can see a couple trades that I took at the open. And again, if you guys want details on my charts, all the information, I post these every morning with a detailed description, what my levels are, where they are, zoomed out, zoomed in, give you guys everything for free in Discord. Be happy to have you in there. If you have questions, feel free to ask, but I might direct you to go and just check out the Discord so we don't waste too much time. Opened up a little bit of a bullish pop and then quick break below pre-market low, right? I was looking to get short on this quickly, maybe a little bit quicker than I usually do. Usually I like to wait for the 15-minute opening range. Sometimes I'll get involved early. Don't put me in a box. Don't sue me. I got short on this, targeting a level on Bookmap. I liked this level headed down. This is before prior day low, but another level of structure. If you come over here, you'll see where I got it from. Just some lows that were put in. I figured if we were going to break, we may run down towards that, and we had some big liquidity on Bookmap. If we were going to get down there, I felt it might add fuel to the fire and continue this move towards lower pricing. As you can see, we didn't get that. $260 loss, started with micros, scaled in with 2, scaled in with another 2 as we moved into profit, ended up getting stopped at break even on half the position and then a full stop on the remainder for $260. Not too bad. I get pretty aggressive in these combines, or I have been. I use a little bit of dynamic risk management. Again, don't quote me, but right now, around that $500-600 risk per trade, really giving myself only about 2 losses before I hit the DLL on the day. That's kind of where I'm at with these combines that are left over. Doesn't give me a lot of room to work. I will certainly blow combines doing that, and I have a number of them, but I'll pass them a whole lot quicker than if I was just risking 100 per trade. That's all your own risk management plan, your trading plan, how you're going to approach this prop firm trading. You're going to get aggressive with your combines, use them as tools. You're going to trade one at a time for 2 months. No wrong way to do it. But I like to be upfront about it. So when you guys see the wins, you see the losses, you go, well, that's interesting. He hit, $1,500 max profit. Yeah, but on another day, I'm going to hit a DLL. I'll hit back-to-back DLL, stuff like that. So it's important to be, somewhat transparent about what you're risking, right? Risk reward in relation to that risk. So flipped it on the upside, got long. We broke above session VWAP. We broke above 15-minute opening range high. I didn't love having my initial stop loss somewhere down here in the middle of this kind of imbalance, back down towards 15-minute opening range high. And I'm going to say that's why I managed this a little bit tightly, as I noted here. Too tightly because it would have continued playing out in my direction. I was spotting on Bookmap. We had levels up here. I just deleted them off my chart before I hopped on. Had some levels up here, some really, really big liquidity that I felt we could get drawn towards, but I just didn't love this pop-up and then no real pullback before continuation. Again, that's something that I'll journal, I'll write and say, hey, on another day, your trade management probably could have been a little bit looser. You wouldn't have let a winner turn into a loser had you let it run in your direction. But that's not what happened today. I managed it tight. I was trailing stop loss on the remainder, scaled into, I got long 2, quickly added another 2, and then another 2 for 6 micros. Again, relative to what I'm usually trading, this is significantly less. I'm usually in with 1 mini, 2 minis, maybe 3 minis if I'm getting really heavy, or even more. 1 micro is 1/10 of a mini. So even at 6 micros scaling in, I'm still around that half of 1 mini. And again, I'm trading sometimes 2 or 3 minis. So this should give you a little bit of reference. I'm going to talk about it today, depending on whether or not I'm getting a trade going on. But I want to talk about adjusting, scaling down for volatility. But that's what I got going on here. Again, manage it tightly. Didn't need to. This would have played nice. Even coming back down here, this would have been okay. But it's all good. Didn't want to let a winner turn into a loser. That's what we got. 1 win, 1 loss, break even. There was another short, super aggressive in here somewhere that was break even. I talked about it in Discord. Somewhere as we were coming down here, maybe coming down here, breaking below this low, break even. So that's what we got going on here. Again, every day, details in Discord with the trade reports, charts like this, explanations, the whole deal. Even though I am not live with you guys in the morning, you'll get my charts beforehand. You'll get the trades that I take based on those charts. You'll get an explanation here on the live. You'll get explanation here in Discord. I don't run a signals group. That's not the goal, but the goal is to show you how I trade, show you exactly how I do what I do for free, 100%. So that's what we got going on. For the rest of the day, as you can see, really love these pre-market high and low levels. Take a look. This is pre-market low right here. Look at how that was respected. This is pre-market high right here. Look at how that was respected. Not every day. A lot of days it just blasts right through. But I mark those levels because on enough days, on a lot of days on the other side, you get stuff like this, and they set up for a really nice aggressive trade. I did not take a buy off of this level. In fact, I was holding short through it. I did not take a sell off this level. I was not trading at that point. I think I was done at that point. So, pushed up, bounced off VWAP super cleanly, volume weighted average price on the session. I had a gentleman ask me about that in Discord. We'll talk about that a little bit later. We've now broken above pre-market high and have kind of just started to consolidate a little bit higher here. Hopping on before this, again, guys, not super excited by this price action that I'm getting here for Power Hour. I want to get trades in. I feel like I'm kind of repeating myself on some of this. But if it's really stupid chop price action, at least that's the way that I'm reading it, I try not to just take garbage trades, and shoot for the moon or shoot for rotation back in. Kind of hoping that we get volatility at the end of the day. I try to structure my trades based on my approach, based on my risk management, and I haven't been getting too much of that here in the afternoon. I'm showing up. I'm going to be on the charts today with you guys here. I'm going to be watching. We'll see what happens, but really not super appealing right off the bat. Obviously, long is the bias right now. We've got this bullish structure, right? Breaks and retests, continually breaking highs multiple times. Just recently put the high in for this session. Right before I hopped on, this was my high of day anchored VWAP. The way that I use high of day and low of day anchored VWAP is just, first off, you click the projections tab, anchored VWAP, and you anchor it to the low of the day, at least for that time. As a new high gets put in and starts to pull back off, maybe you could wait until it breaks a low, maybe not, maybe you just start to throw it on there. They're nice indicators to, not indicators, but they're nice to frame who's in control, buyers or sellers, and they can be used as a little bit of entry signals, kind of similar to a trend line, right? Not too far off a trend line, but you're adding volume into the equation, which I really like here in the futures market. They can be used to say, hey, okay, here was the high, right? We're not breaking above the high yet, but now we're breaking above this high of day anchored VWAP. If we did have a trend line, we'd be breaking above that trend line. We're finding support down here at this VWAP here. This could be a nice entry signal. This would have played very nice for you off of this high. Pretty much every high today would have played really nice for you. As soon as you come back up to break it, maybe you wait for a confirmed close above that, zoomed in on the 1 minute, or maybe even the 5 minute. You're a little bit more conservative. That would have played pretty nice for you. Right here, I don't think you would have hit a target up until this point. If you got long over here or if you got long over here, I don't know that you would hit any kind of target unless you were really tight stop loss on it, which I probably wouldn't be. Again, is this a standalone strategy indicator that's going to work? No, not at all. You apply this with your discretion, with your discernment of price action and market structure and your levels, where you are within the day, what time of day it is, the structure that's presenting itself, where can you get your stop loss, where's an invalidation point. It all has to make sense, right? But just kind of framing how anchored VWAPs are traditionally used. So let's jump over here. Yeah, again, I'd like to find a way to get long on this. If we get a little bit more structure, pull back, and then continuation to the upside, I like that for long. We start coming back down to pre-market high, breaking below this low. I'm going to look short back into the zone towards low of day, anchored VWAP, back down to 15-minute opening range high. Again, we do get rotation sometimes here towards the end of the day. I don't have to marry the long bias and say it's only longs now. But do I want to be short after this type of structure is formed? Not immediately, not unless I have a pretty good reason to get short. So we will see. I think any kind of break and retest style move coming back down here is totally acceptable. Even something like this and a continuation up towards prior day high. Something like this would be cool. Maybe we come all the way down here. At that point, maybe we have opportunity for shorts on the way down. But, we can pull one of these moves, really still maintain this bullish structure, even though we cracked that low there. Oh, no, we didn't crack that low, excuse me. Maintain bullish structure and pull up. So, wait and see at the moment. I'm not taking this break above this anchored VWAP here. I've seen this consolidation. I am viewing this price action, this structure like this right now. It does seem that we've been doing that a little bit, right? Breaks and retests, boom, Retest, pull down. A little bit of chop back and forth here. Consolidation. Maybe that's what we got going on right here. Consolidation, and we're going to break to the upside. Maybe not. Maybe we're going to come right down here. Maybe we're going to break to the upside first. You know, pull one of these movements. We'll see. Wait and see mode. Again, we start coming right down into this range. I may look short. I'd probably want to see some kind of a break and retest for that. A little bit more structure to form. So we will see. What's up? What's up? What's going on? Will, Andre, all good, man. What's up? All caps. It's fine. Big Boss Topstep added a new feature. I saw. We're going to check that out, man. We're going to check that out. Yep, I just saw it on Instagram. Let's go. Kyle, what's up, guys? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yeah, let's go ahead and play with that. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. You've got my favorite indicators up here. If you're going to call them indicators, traditional volume, volume weighted average price, and volume profile fixed range, which is a drawing tool. But Topstep just added this. Let's see what it does. Does it do anything? Looks like it's loading. Just added what they're calling a levels indicator, where they have performance coaches that provide daily levels updated every day. If you guys want to see where that is, just for reference, if you go to Topstep TV, Topstep.tv, they have a daily levels tab right here, and they have their coaches who are professional traders, retired pit traders, big time prop firm traders that provide a ton of levels. The common interesting stuff, you know, that you would see. They have allegedly built that into an indicator. Let's see what it looks like. Last week's high, yesterday's high, yesterday's value area high. Okay, coming off the volume profile, volume point of control. That's the level that I use out of all of these. Also, you know, yesterday's high, yesterday's low, prior day high, prior day low. Settlement, interesting. Weekly kickoff low, weekly kickoff high. Yeah, this is more than I would want, but if you were, you know, said, hey, I don't really know what to pay attention to, I want to throw some levels on my chart, this would be a good place to start. You know what my levels are. I like pre-market high, pre-market low, the area that price has traded from 12 a.m. Eastern all the way up until 9:30 a.m. Eastern. Prior day high, prior day low, coming off the daily candle, high and low, and then 15-minute opening range. I also will use yesterday's volume point of control. I find that on the 5-minute using a session, a fixed range volume profile. I can show you guys all of that today, but this is interesting. Will we see it? Not really loading up. Well, maybe it'll load. I don't know. Maybe I have to update or something like that. But let me know if you guys are using it on TopstepX. Oh, maybe not available for MES. I bet I know what's going on. There we go. Not available for MES. So this is kind of a nightmare right now, guys, with all this garbage on my chart. I can hide some of this. I have not updated my ES chart because I'm not trading ES at the moment. I'm trading micro ES, but I'll get rid of some of these zones so we can see kind of what we're looking at here, and this will be pretty cool to look at with you guys. So I might want to label these if I was using them. First time I'm looking at it, guys, so you know it's you could change colors, you could do whatever you want. I don't think you can put labels on them, can you? Labels on price scale, values, and status. Okay. Yeah, so I mean, this is going to give you a bunch of levels, and maybe you throw this on your chart in the morning, and you say, you know, let me go to the settings, take a look at which ones I want to keep, and you mark your own levels. But yeah, pretty cool. Cool. Important levels, stuff that I think a lot of traders will be watching. Anyway, so maybe this just helps you with your analysis in the morning, setting stuff up. I'm going to assume it's available for ESNQ, maybe like gold, crude oil. But awesome. Really cool, man. I think, obviously, I'm biased here. I'm going to be on Topstep TV next week. If you're not, I'm going to plug that nonstop if you guys aren't aware. I'm going to be on Topstep TV for Power Players next week, Tuesday, August 13th at 12 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Central. That should be super fun. But yeah, my biased review of Topstep is they're awesome. I love the features that they're adding to TopstepX. They're always rolling something out. Whether you find it useful or not, somebody probably will, and it's pretty cool to see that happen. So yeah, awesome. So I remember, what do you have? I have 5 XFA accounts. Fight Oz. 5 XFA accounts that I am not trading at the moment. I've stacked those up with the goal of first getting funded with 1, then getting funded with 2, and then 5. And now I'm into continuing XF combines that I've had renew, rebuild at reset, that type of deal. But trading them pretty aggressively, working through the ones that I do have left, deciding maybe to keep a few on the side so I could trade them on days like maybe today or yesterday where we got an insane amount of volatility. I'm not super confident in the price action, something like that, but to move into XFAs. Yes. You go the extra mile for your community. I love it. Yeah, bro. Got to do it. Do it for the boys and girls. 500 away from passing, 1 eval, and 2,000 away from another. 150K take profit trader accounts. Nice, Kyle. Happy to hear that, man. Take it slow. Take it slow, man. Don't press it. After $1,000 loss yesterday, crushed it this morning. Sesh was 1 contract for 1,200. I have 50K combines with 300 of funding. Third, 1,000 away. Opening range breakout has been really working for me. Yeah, man. Yeah, opening range breakout is sick, man. I use 15-minute. Again, guys, I see this pushing up. Maybe breaking retest. I get something. Still a little bit of chop. Still kind of expanding out of this zone now, right? This is now what I'm looking at. If I was a trend line guy, I see expansion. We are breaking lows, and then we're going back up and breaking highs. Again, looks long. Anywhere long from this zone, we would still be okay, but I don't have something right now. I want to get aggressive, want to take trades with you guys. Maybe we'll do the chat trade later on if I don't find something, but I'm just going to wait for this to develop a little bit and continue to talk about trading. Opening range breakout strategy, for those that don't know what we're talking about. Orb, people call it, ORB, opening range breakout. You can use the 15-minute, you can use whatever opening range based on time that you want for the U.S. indices. So here's 9:30 a.m. This would be 9:45 a.m. What is the high and low that price is traded for between 9:30 and 9:45 a.m. Eastern? There's your high. There's your low. People will use this in a number of ways. They'll take a breakout trade in the direction. They'll wait for a break and retest. They'll trade off of the level. Like, let's say we come and put this low in, we chop around, tap this down here, find support, and then continue up. You could utilize this in a number of ways. The breakout is the most common. Guys will run 30-minute opening range, 1 hour opening range. That's a popular one as well. Totally up to you. 5-minute, you could do 10-minute, whatever you want. Very, very common to see guys use that on the U.S. indices. I was using 15-minute opening range, high and low, intermittently, but I found myself putting those on my chart every day. Every day. They are pretty sweet. I encourage you to take a look at that, decide for yourself if it's useful or not. Zach, did you see the insane levels of liquidity? Yeah. Yes, I did this morning. Dom was showing 2,000 orders. Yes. Yes. Where's that day off? The 13th. Definitely want to take notes. Awesome, man. So looking at bookmap here on the side, and we can look at this together. I'm a little disappointed to say that I shut my bookmap off after the morning session and it didn't record all the way back. Bookmap does this kind of live recording as you go feature. You can ask it to load a whole bunch of data, but I think there's only so much ever that it wants to load before it starts getting all jacked up. So to answer that question, yes, we had massive levels of liquidity up here. If I go to here, I'll pull up my chart from earlier. I'll show you what I was looking at. Zach's trades. Let's see. Sorry, hang on one second, guys. I'm going to try to pull the chart up from before. Boom. Yep. Here, I had another one above this. I sometimes will throw these on the chart, especially if I'm taking a video or I want to display something for, myself to reflect back on where the levels of liquidity that I might have been looking at. In this trade getting long, that was part of the reason to do so. We had massive liquidity sitting up here. Disciplined trader, I'm assuming that's what you were looking at. We went right to those levels today. So really good example of really, really, really prominent levels of liquidity shown on Bookmap being used as magnets for price. Price went right to those levels, man. There's the example of it. But yeah, I had them on my chart, had them on Bookmap. I wish I didn't close Bookmap and I left it running so I could go back and see them and see what happened at those levels. But I'm assuming a lot of that filled. It seems like we didn't react super harshly off of them. Right? We came up here and we've kind of just been filling. It seems like we don't have anything crazy up here for the time being on Bookmap. I do see some stuff sitting left at 35. That seems like the next level that I'd be paying attention to. Down below, we don't have a ton. It's kind of overlapping this algorithmic BS. But it looks to me like 35. We've got 53, 35. We got some liquidity sitting up there. We had some come on the book very quickly, just above price and fill. But along up towards that 35 level looks like a nice play. Not a great risk structure. But yeah, Bookmap, man. I don't like to overstate anything or, say, oh, look at what happened. This happens every day, or look at how helpful this is. Level 2 data is sweet, man, in my humble opinion. Bookmap is awesome. It's very, very interesting to watch that. Does it happen every day? No. Is there spoofing? Do orders come on and off the book? Is there manipulation? It surely seems to be that way. There's algorithmic stuff that tracks price that makes it a little bit more difficult on ES, at least, to focus on what's actually going on. Sometimes the orders are tapped into, sometimes they're not. What happens when price gets there and those orders get filled? Do they push through and continue in the direction that structure and price is moving? Do they react really harshly? These are all things that I'm really watching in real time and learning as I go, and forming my opinions as to how I'm going to utilize them to trade. Right now, I like to target them if they're close enough to price. Like, these were far away, so that's a stretch for me, like from all the way down here. Did I note all of those levels up there? Yes, I certainly did. But, I'd love to see something like where we're at, 10 points away, 5 points away. We get really big orders come on the book. Price loves to go up there to trade, to fill those. That's kind of what we're looking at right now. I'll show you guys Bookmap. Let's take a look. Again, not a level that was sitting with massive amount on the book, this 35 level. It's important for me at least to go back and see, like, what did this look like before we got up here. Started to see some come on the book here at about 2:20 p.m. You could see through this algorithmic choppy liquidity that I don't pay attention to. This just seems to track price and doesn't have any real impact and never really gets filled. I've heard other guys describe it as algorithmic liquidity, algos, spoofing. A lot of the guys on Topstep TV talked about it and said that it wasn't there in the past. But right now, you can see these orders that are sitting up here, right? You can see even the algorithmic crap kind of move away from it. You could see this level of liquidity here, and we can watch what happens as price is coming towards it. Do we tap into it? Do we start to see large volume traded? Are we able to see that by the volume bubbles that form over the best bid and ask price that we're watching here, actual price? Do we see the vertical volume down here really spike and show these orders being filled? You can use data tooltips to get really, really detailed information. You can see quantities on this side, on the DOM itself. I use this as a dumb guy. That's the best way I could describe it. You know, what's the simplest way that I could go about using this? Okay, I'm a horizontal levels guy. I love to pay attention to horizontal levels. You call them support and resistance, supply and demand, whatever you want. I'm paying attention to liquidity that I'm defining as a large amount of orders relative to everything else on the DOM that day at a specific price level at a specific price, above or below the current price. As we're trading towards that, I want to pay attention to that area of interest. Maybe I want to trade towards it. Maybe I want to trade from it. Maybe I want to watch what happens when we get up there, similar to any other level that I would utilize. That's the basics here. Again, I'm not the order flow expert. I'm certainly not, the 10-year veteran on this stuff. Sorry, let me get rid of Discord here. Guys, hop on the live. Hop on the live. But I'm telling you how I am utilizing it as I go, as I learn with it. So that's where we're at. Didn't get rid of Discord. There we go. Okay. Let's see. Over 6,000 orders sitting on the books would act as a magnet. Market makers. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe. But it's just paying attention to it. You know what happens. That's the deal. Why would they work as magnets? What's the background? So it's market mechanics. I won't go through a whole spiel on the way that the market functions and the theories behind, what we're seeing happen here. But the basics of this is when large orders come on the book, usually this is not going to be retail. This is going to be let's not even speculate on what this is. When large orders, active orders, limit orders come on the book, price likes to go up and fill those orders as a basic function of market mechanics. These orders are to be traded. They are volume that comes on the book. Price heads towards those. It's bid up in that direction. And just based on watching this stuff, I've watched it happen over and over and over and over again. There's certainly times where there are large orders that come on the book that price is not drawn towards. What I've found helpful to determine whether or not I want to trade towards that level, what's going on with market structure and price action on the candlestick chart, what's going on with our traditional levels, our volume tools. Are we headed that way? Does it look bullish for the day? If so, maybe I want to trade towards those levels. And I feel those offers, maybe those prices, like we're seeing right now, may be absorbed, traded, and volume may continue. Buyers may hold and just push through that. Oftentimes, if it's somewhat counter, what I've started to see, if it's counter to the trend, counter to the structure, they can be used like a support level or a resistance level. Price heads up there, fills, and that is the fuel to move in the opposite direction. Yeah. Watch it yourself. I would encourage you guys to go out and do your own research on this stuff. Pull up the DOM. You could use other tools. This is Bookmap. You can use traditional depth of market and, decide for yourself if there is enough frequency, if it's enough of an anomaly, it happens often enough, you can interpret it in a quick enough amount of time to apply. If you're going to use liquidity in your trading, liquidity as in orders resting on the market, you should probably use some form of order flow. That's my 2 cents. Some call it manipulation. Yeah. Break of orb, high, went long, nice. Went right to those levels. Yep. Definitely wanted to see it, take note. Yeah. Awesome, guys. Awesome. Yeah. Pulled up to 35, filled. You can see by zooming in, right? This is all live. To the right of this line is the live market reflecting the DOM. To the left, just like a candlestick chart, is happened already. This is historical price. Price, time, liquidity, what happened when we got there. You could see the orders tap in. You could see the volume traded. Again, you could display really, really detailed amounts of information if you wanted to, if that was helpful to you. The volume bubbles and the volume down on the bottom are enough to display without zooming in really close. I run this pretty zoomed out. I think you'll see a lot of guys that run Bookmap really zoomed in like this. A really much more granular view. Maybe you're going to get individual levels much closer to price that you're going to pay attention to. I like to use this pretty zoomed out and to catch stuff like this coming on the book right here and like this coming on the book. What we saw today was a zoom out. There's a level up there. Was a zoom out and a super, super big spike, bright red on the chart. Very clear. Very, very clear across a couple different price levels. So we're breaking to the upside here, man. The longs look like they would have been paying. No pullback. Slow grind to the upside. Approaching prior day high. 340, we got some liquidity. Do we pop right up to prior day high? And yeah, I almost like this for a short right off of this level. If we get there, if we tap into this area. Again, guys, I don't love counter trend trades, especially in the afternoon. I am much more inclined to trade along with price action and market structure. But I utilize levels like pre-market high right here and pre-market low right here. Here's the example of it working out both nicely today for some aggressive trades. Just a really aggressive entry as we're coming up into that level to catch a small bounce off of it. Fairly cheap trade, tight stop loss. You don't want to let it run against you too far. Maybe on a day like today, 5 points is not going to be in store. I'd say something like 10 would be much more reasonable to catch just a quick rotation back down as a break and retest type of a deal. So I'm going to watch for that. Chance could be after closing the gap. Chance for short. Yeah, yep. I'm locked out, but I throw a long position on my charts and it's slapping. Yeah, I got you. I know it's the slow grind a little. Well, not slow grind, right? We had consolidation here. Again, where is my setup here? The entry breaking above this high right here, that would have failed. Again, breaking above high of day, VWAP, right down here would have been okay. But no trade for the time being. Yeah, I'm looking at this as a potential short up near this prior day high level, right? Going off the daily candle. Yeah, right into this area of consolidation. If it gave me some kind of a pullback, I would look long, but I don't think we're getting that on ES here at 2:38 p.m. I think we're going to grind to the upside. We're coming into liquidity. We're absorbing everything. We're just pushing higher. Buyers in control, remaining in control, and a little bit of choppy action, but just still taking it higher. Yeah, I'd like to take this long towards this 53.50 level, just above this prior day high. Not a really clean setup for me to structure risk, though. That's the problem here, guys. I find that to be a difficult one. Along with getting direction right, I have an indication that price might move higher. We got structure to the upside. We are breaking above these highs. We're continuing higher. We got bullish structure all the way. We got a nice level of liquidity up here at 53.50. We got a level up here, prior day high. We want to trade towards it. We're looking at this as a potential move to the upside. We can look at 13 points, right? 50 ticks. That's enough to look for in a trade. Problem I have here is, where do I have an invalidation point on this price action? where do I place a stop loss? Right? Below these lows, that's not a whole lot of room, and it's kind of right at these highs, right? All the way down here, that doesn't give me a way to structure this in a nice, rewarding way. So in situations like this, you're stuck waiting for, at least I am, for somewhat of a pullback and then continuation to the upside, in which case maybe you miss the trade, or maybe you're on the wrong side of the move, or you hop in, you jump in, you structure your risk tightly, you maybe run a wide stop to start, you decide to scale into the position, right? You can look to pull one of these moves that I've been doing on the micros a little bit. You start with something really, really wide like that. As you see the position moving in your favor, maybe you wait for a break of the highs, you double up right there. You move both stop losses just underneath this low because now you have more structure, more data, a new level of invalidation that would be just behind these. If that doesn't happen, you're in light, and if it comes all the way down, you could decide to manage it. If it comes down, you could decide to hold it. You know, benefits and drawbacks to scaling in, obviously. If you added the full position right here rather than adding all the way up here, you'd have a better average price. So just thoughts that I'm going along with you guys here. Orders in the book of 5350. Yeah, that's what we're looking at. Here's book map. Boom. They are building. That's the line that I have on my chart right here, guys. This is liquidity sitting on the book, live. Not your smart money ICT market maker, smartest money in the world liquidity that we think is above a high or a low. Just using order flow. That's it. Simple stuff. So I like this long. It's the tough stuff, man. I talked about this a few sessions ago. ES, a lot of times, unlike NQ or some of the other instruments, just does not give you the pullback to get long or get short. It doesn't give you the pullback that you're looking for, and by the time it does pull back, you're on the wrong side of the market. So I like this for a long, headed towards prior day high and this level of liquidity. If you got long down here, which I'm thinking of doing now, you can manage the trade if it moves in the direction that you're trading. If not, and it comes all the way back down here and stops you out, you take your L and you move on. I would love a retest of this level. I'd love to come down here, crack these lows, tap right back into this, and see some momentum out of this area. Don't know if we're going to get that. Taking it from up here, I don't want my stop loss down here. That's my problem. You know, if I know I want to get long down here, that means I can't place a stop there, which means I'm running a very wide stop. Come down here, maybe I start with a wide stop below these lows, and I can target this area, have a positive risk to reward. This is trade structuring, guys. That's what we're looking at here. WICT slam. No, again, man, I'm just joking around, right? Like I say this all the time. I'm just joking. ICT guys, you know, you could trade, you make money, do your thing, man. You know, more power to you. I think there's a little bit of confusion in that group, the way that liquidity is spoken about. Just based on the 250 comments. I got one post, guys. I talked about liquidity. It's got about 100 times more engagement than any other post, and it's the lowest quality one that I put out. It's me talking in my car. That's it. No screen, no charts. It's got like 400 saves and like 200 something shares, and every day there's 10 comments on it. People screaming at me, telling me where liquidity is on the chart without using order flow. So, you know, again, I'm joking around. You know, whatever you trade, it's totally up to you. There's more than one way to do this. I don't have all the answers. My stuff is not the best. There is no one best. Use what works for you. That's it. That's my biased opinion, my humble biased opinion. You're a Fibonacci guy, you're a trendline guy, you want to use Bollinger Bands and, whatever, go for it, man. If it works for you, you can read that and interpret it and it works, send it, man. Do your thing. There are certain things in the market when it comes to specific components like liquidity that I find are black and white. I don't want to repeat myself, but here's the example. If I say price is at 5,200, you'd say, hey, Zach, I think you made a mistake. It's not at 5,200. It's at 5,336. This is a centralized exchange. We all have the same data. We know what price is at right now, at this time specifically. Similar to liquidity, we all have access to level 2 data. It's the same reliable data. It's coming from a centralized exchange. We don't have to guess where orders are if we can see them on the book. Doesn't have to be Bookmap. It could be, traditional DOM from your broker or platform. It can be another order flow tool, but some form of order flow volume to determine that. If you're using a traditional Japanese candlestick chart, looking at historical price action, you can guess, you can assume, maybe with some accuracy, but I don't have to guess. So that's my gripe. That level was already retested. Yeah, I do see this down here, right? I see this. I'd like a sweep down here, crack below this low, crack into a little bit of this, maybe, maybe kind of imbalance here. If we were using a footprint chart, maybe we'd see a stacked imbalance down here. I don't think that we're going to get it, and I'm ready to hit the long button now. I think I'm going to.
Order filled.
There we go. I'm going to get long on this one, guys. I'm going to scale into a light position here. Let's go for...
Order filled.
Just scaling in, doing it slowly with micros without doing the math. Yeah, we could make this about... $300 of risk. I like that. Let's go with 2 more.
Order filled.
That looks about nice. Say 325. I don't know that I would want to let it come all the way down here. This is my invalidation point. This is where my stop loss is. So technically, this is where my last ditch effort is. I actively manage my trades, as you guys may or may not know. I usually don't run a initial take profit. I almost never do. I will start to scale out in profit where I see fit. Maybe I'll continue to scale in if I think price is going to continue moving in this direction. But I am targeting this level of liquidity. I'm targeting prior day high. I'd like to be long here. We come up to prior day high. We come up this high. I got a good way to structure my risk, get stop loss to break even. We continue up here. I can move stop loss up here. Relatively light risk on this for me. Again, 500 plus risk per trade is kind of my cap on these accounts. If I'm starting from a flat balance, if I'm in profit, maybe I go even heavier, but that's kind of where I'm at right now. So this is relatively light. Again, trading with 4 micros here, less than a half of a mini. That should tell you something. I'm widening up this stop loss considerably, much wider than I usually run to give this thing room. We have had a lot of volatility. I don't watch a lot of the fundamental stuff, but the one good thing that I saw from Mad Money last night as I was running on a treadmill in the gym with Jim Cramer yelling at everybody to buy stocks while they're down 8%. Like, I think that's all these guys ever say is just keep buying, which is not a bad play. They were talking about the volatility, and they were showing volatility index. I can't remember if it was Dow or S&P or NASDAQ. It's 4 times the average. So we are in volatile market conditions. You should consider trading the same way that you always do, but sizing down and widening up your stop loss and take profit to account for that increased volatility. Price action might look the same. It's a lot bigger, and there's a lot faster movement. Your 50 tick stop loss in NQ is probably not going to work too good on a day like yesterday. You're not going to give that trade room to breathe. So We could talk about that in more detail in a minute. I'll wait for retrace, maybe 327. Cool. Yeah, man. Again, I'm getting long on this. This is much more of a hop in on the trend. I don't think we're getting pullbacks, and you risk just buying the high, right? Like we can just turn from here and rotate right back into the zone. That's a possibility. First off, anything can happen, but maybe we just rotate here back down into the zone. Maybe we do need to come back down and retest this. We're going to chop around up here, come down and retest before moving higher. I'm noting the time, 2:50 p.m. Eastern. We're coming into that last hour of the day. If we're going to run up, now is the time to capture it. I'm giving myself some room to work. If this does start to come down, I can start to scale out. I could close. I could leave the whole thing and just accept a $325 full stop out. That's fine. If we push up, maybe I add. Maybe I wait till we get up here and go stop loss to break even. I want to be right now. I want to be holding into this level, holding into this, a push up into this area over here, gap consolidation, big impulsive move to the downside from this area at the open. I think if we get up here, we got some room to run. We could just push up into this zone. Does that have to happen? Is that going to happen? I don't know. We'll find out. And so will you guys watching it live here. But I like the risk from here. I like to trade. Again, a little bit difficult to structure risk. I'm trying to get my stop loss way below, not way below, but 5 points below this low again, because I thought a pullback down here could be in store. But I'm going to watch what happens up here. We start to sell off. We start to form structure. If it gives me a chance to manage, sometimes it doesn't, right? I place my stop loss wide on this one, and I like to be able to scale in and scale out. That might not happen. We could just spike down here at 3 p.m., right? And I'm out. That's why you have a stop loss in the first place. If we start to get structure that really is failing, we come down and then we push up, we try to go higher and we fail again and then we come down lower. Maybe it gives me a chance to get out and I cut my loser short. Going to give it a little bit of room to breathe. And we're not getting the momentum I'd like right now, right? We're chopping around, coming back down to test lows. Liquidity still on the book. It's actually built up. There's even more orders up there now at this 53.50. So we'll see. We'll see how that plays today. Is it used like a magnet? I don't know. We're going to find out. Hey, what's up, guys? What's up? Good trade considering time of day. Yeah, man. My investment advice, first off, no investment advice, no financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just an idiot on YouTube. But Cameron says, buy out of the money calls on the inverse Jim Cramer ETF. That's funny. It's funny. Everyone's trying to catch the falling knife. Yeah. Yeah, man. I mean, again, I'm a technical guy, right? Like to the core. I'm paying attention to technicals. The most fundamental stuff I pay attention to is going to be financial news. It's pretty much just looking at forexfactory.com every morning and deciding, is there red folder news or orange folder news that I want to be aware of and maybe not trade through? If there is, I'm going to mark it on my chart and be pay attention to it. Am I paying attention to what the dollar index is doing relative to this policy? And Jerome Powell, somebody on CNBC said something, and there's this going on. No, I don't know how to backtest that. I'm not applying it to my trading on the 1 minute chart on ES. So, I think that stuff is more helpful. More harmful to me than it is helpful. I love the markets. I love paying attention to this stuff. I like to understand, what's going on the fundamental side a little bit. So I watch, CNBC if I'm running on the treadmill, listening to, maybe trading in the zone for the 100th time. But that's what I was watching yesterday. What I usually find on there, whatever movement happens, it's mass panic. They got big bear symbols. Everything's red. And usually it's stuff that's not helpful in day trading, which is like buy low. Is it a good idea to buy UPS while it was negative, something like that, while it's down 8%. And for the most part, for most traders, you hear me talk about this on the podcast that dropped yesterday with Austin Silver. I had to reframe my mind to stop doing that. I was constantly buying as price was falling. in Forex and constantly selling as price was rising. You got this supermarket mentality. I can't remember if it's Hogarth or Douglas or one of the other guys, David Paul. This is not my analogy, but they talk about having the supermarket mentality and how that doesn't work in the markets. Supermarket mentality is you go to the supermarket and it's a good idea to stock up on bread and toilet paper and whatever you use when prices are low, right? They're low. It's a good deal. Buy now. They're going to go up. You're getting a deal. That shit doesn't work in the markets. It doesn't work for the most part in the markets. When prices are rising, it's probably a good time to buy. There's probably, if it's a stock, it's probably healthy. There's probably good reasons that stock is rising. The market suffers from inertia, momentum. The trend is your friend. Buy high, sell higher. Sell low, cover lower. That's the slang that's better than buy low, sell high, in my humble opinion. We'll see how it works out for me today with this trade that looks like it wants to fall off. But that piece I see repeated over and over and over again in the stock market, as soon as something's off by, this massive percent, everybody's piling in. And, that's great. Maybe if you have massive capital and you could dollar cost average down and you're going to be in it for the long haul for, really, really long-term investing, 5, 10, 20 years, you could look at doing that. But for the most part, for us on the low time frames here, it's a tough road. It's a tough road to be a contrarian trader to go down. I know firsthand. Hogarth. There you go. Thank you, Cameron. Hogarth with the supermarket toilet paper analogy. Yep. Yeah. I like stuff like that. I think stuff like that sticks with me. Somewhat visual and understanding that. Oh, we're going to bounce here, guys. What the hell? Not getting drawn towards this area of liquidity. Even though it's stacked up on the book. Look at this. Look at this. Does that mean price is going to go up to it? Does that mean it's all real and it's going to stay on the book? Doesn't look like it. We're selling off right now. We got big volume to the downside. But interesting to watch. We'll see how this one plays. Yeah, thank you guys. Dr. Derp says, found my channel from the podcast. Excited to learn more about ES. Yeah, man. Austin Silver, go and watch the day trading show. ASFX YouTube. It was super fun to do. He's a great guy. I owe him thanks for really all of these big opportunities that I've had to get on these platforms. As far as that show, Topstep, the trading battle, he made some great introductions. I really appreciate him having me on the show. It's been a great opportunity for sure. So happy to have you guys here. If you came over from that, you're seeing a losing trade, but you'll get that from me, man. I'm gonna let this one run now, guys. Again, didn't get the structure. I'm getting the knife down that I talked about. Sometimes we just directly knife down and come and stop out. We didn't get this structure to the downside where I could potentially manage. My stop loss is down here about 5 ticks below this low into this area that I was concerned that we might pull back from, but there's value behind this move. And is it going to come and take me? Are we going to get the oh so sad order filled on the stop? See what this looks like on the 5. Ah, that's gnarly, dude. Yep.
Order filled.
Bought the top on this one, guys. That's how it goes sometimes. Literally bought the top. We can do a postmortem on that trade, but yeah, that's trade number 1. Which is part of it, guys. All part of it. Let's get... Yeah, we'll do a quick trade breakdown after this one. You'll get it documented in Discord. Boom. Let's go ahead and hide that one for now. Come back to it. That's still a huge stack of liquidity up there. We're going to leave this one on the book. Massive sell-off, right? As far as what we're seeing here on the 1 minute, sellers brought this thing a whole lot lower. Let's see. Let's get rid of this. Let's zoom out, make sure our VWAP is in the right spot. Let's see what we get from here. Boom. Don't have a short unless we really start to form structure to the downside. Don't have a long at this point. That's momentum right at that 3 p.m. time frame coming in. Right around that 3 p.m. time frame, right? We just hit. But there's volume behind that for sure to the downside. This looks like sellers wanting to take it back down into the range, and maybe we kind of get that rotation towards the end of the day here. I didn't want to get rid of my low of day anchored VWAP. Boom. There we go. L number 1. Let's see if we get round 2. Yeah, nothing crazy on bookmap below. Just a stack of orders up there at 53.50. Man, I would potentially do it again. I'm not going to take a re-entry just on this thing selling off right here with no end in sight. Try to buy the bottom, jump in front of the falling knife. Maybe some structure back to the upside. I would look for a long again, but we got a little bit of time, so we'll see what else forms. See if we can make this one the comeback victory that I've had so many times on these lives. Yeah, just watching bookmap do its thing. We'll let this one run for a little bit, see what it does. Let's see. Hogar Supermarket Mentality. Wait for the retest and scale in. Yeah, maybe. I bet we hit it 5-10 minutes of the day. Huge push after a fake out. Yeah, I think we could see that right now, guys. Like for sure, I could definitely see this being the wick everybody, including me, out. Everybody gets short, and then a big push back up into that level of liquidity. Again, I don't know how I'm gonna get in on that one without just getting long off of a VWAP or off of a pre-market high as we're selling off. Again, it would probably be more structure to form. And do I find MACD useful? No, I don't. Don't find MACD useful. I got 3 points on the way down. Very nice. Post-mortem. Yep. All good. Let's get it back. Yeah, man. Again, if you're new to watching my trading or live trading, or you're new to trading in general, losses are part of the game, man. A big part of it. If you stay here long enough, you'll see the win streaks like you got on a handful of lives. I went like 7 or 8 live sessions back to back, ending green, not with all wins. I had losses first and then comeback victories for the wins. But you'll get the same thing on the losing side. You know, you'll get multiple 2 L's if I'm capping myself at 2 trades for the afternoon session, or 2 losses for the afternoon session. You'll get losses, man. That's just part of it. So the more you do this stuff and just gain experience, the less it affects you. It's always frustrating to take an L. It's frustrating to take an L based on your trade management, but not so much when you know that it's just part of it, right? It's the expenses that you have to pay to get to the wins. So I'm watching the market here as I'm talking because I'm looking at pre-market high, right? It was respected pretty nicely here. We had some serious consolidation right at this level here. We're really not respecting it on the way down. We're just pushing through it. I'm waiting to see if those orders up top start to get pulled off. They're not. Next area that I'd be paying attention to is this anchored VWAP and VWAP. But again, at this point, not looking for a long right now. No real setup until we get more structure. And I see someone that asks, what do you mean by when you say more structure? So this is what I would be determining as market structure. This is market structure here. How price is forming. The way I define price action is more individual candles. Are we looking at a, shooting star? Are we looking at an engulfing candle to the upside or downside? Are there really long wicks to the upside or downside? I don't get super specific with individual price action. But market structure, I'm looking at, are we consolidating? Are we trending to the upside in a very obvious way? Are we putting in higher highs and higher lows? Higher highs right here, higher lows right here. Nice clean breaks and retest. We are trending up. Right? That's what I mean by market structure. If you're asking that, I would say a good channel to start for really, really basic, it's based around Forex, but really, really basic stuff like that would be the trading channel. Guy named Stephen Hart. I haven't worked with him personally or anything like that, but have seen a lot of his stuff. I can't remember if I was in a paid email from him or something like that. Forex type stuff, but super, super beginner focused. Tons of free content can definitely help with that, for sure. I would look to go short here. Yeah, man, do your thing. Do your thing. From now on, when I'm trading, I'm going to listen to all of your lives while I'm doing it. It's helped so much. Awesome, man. I appreciate that. Again, I trade discretionary. I talk about this a little bit. I trade discretionary, right? So I don't have a 100% objective rules-based system. And if I'm going to apply that discretion and that intuition that I've built through experience and provide some value to you guys, I really have to describe what I'm doing and why, how I'm structuring my trade, making the case for and against my trade, what I'm seeing and why I'm doing it. So I think some of this can come off of like I'm just yapping away on here, but it would be easy for me to say I'm waiting for pre-market high to break, and then I place a trade and a stop loss goes 20 ticks below, take profit 40 ticks above. If it was as simple as that, it'd be pretty easy. I wouldn't have too much to talk about. But I'm managing my trades, right? I'm talking about potential things. If price starts selling off towards my stop loss, maybe I get a chance to manage. On this one, I didn't. Really just shot right down from that level. But that's why I do it. So hopefully you guys find that helpful. Yeah, wild sell-off. Yeah, man, back down into the zone. Back down to pre-market. Really, really aggressive here towards the end of the day. Completely broke the trend, broke structure. Again, on that one, bought the high. This looks good. I'm taking that trade every day of the week. We get a level of liquidity that we're approaching like that. We're coming up to a level like prior day high or pre-market high, pre-market low, prior day low. And we are continuing to form nice structure all the way to the upside. I'm taking that trade. Maybe I structure it like I did. Maybe I structure it even tighter. Reduced amount of risk today based on wanting to run a really wide stop loss, be able to let myself average in if I was going to the upside. But just didn't play. That's how it goes, man. Can't control the market. And on another day, just like I say with my winning trades, on another day, this is a loser. It comes down. On another day, we crack that. We crack this pre-market high. We crack this liquidity. We push into this zone, and that's a massive win. Just not today. But you build that confidence through back testing, through live trading, and understanding your edge in the markets. So break below pre-market high. A little bit of a reaction at low of day VWAP. Not really paying attention too much to this one. I have it on the chart. I want to see when we start to get below it what happens. Much more weight on the session VWAP at this point. Not a whole lot on Bookmap except that stuff way up high. I gotta tell you guys, like, gun to my head, I'm going long here. Based on this structure. I just don't feel that we'll see how this plays out. I don't feel that this rotation all the way back down to the lows of the session is in store. I think maybe I pull back even farther in and then a larger move to the upside. That is just pure speculation and nothing that I can trade off of, but I'm sharing it with you here. I'm sharing that bias to tell you that I'm really not looking short. I think other guys might be looking short on this one coming up. Not really, right? ES 65% long if we look at Topstep tilt, 52% long in NASDAQ. But I'm not going to take this buy again from down here with a stop loss just below this level or even below here. You could go for something like that if you were going to hold this trade back up towards these levels and then potentially even past, right? You could run a really, really wide stop, but that's tough. That I don't think is a smart move. So we'll let this one run a little bit. We'll see. See what we get. If you guys got questions, every time I say that, I feel like I'm rapping that Jay-Z song. If you're having girl problems, I feel bad for you, son. Do you pay attention to daily bias at all? Do I live stream every day? Yeah, I pay attention to, I don't know what you exactly mean by daily bias. Do I pay attention to higher time frame structure and trend? Yes. Yes, I do. If you're in the Discord, in my analysis channel, which I think you are, Diamond, LMD, you'll see that I start on the higher time frames. You'll see my zones, my discretionary zones are built off of higher time frames. Today I zoomed really far out on like the 4 hour. Usually I'm looking really zoomed out on the 1 hour, 30 minute. That can tell me everything that's been going on. We get a feel for where we're at. Are we trending down, on the higher time frames? We're in the middle of a pullback, middle of an extension. What does this look like? Do I carry that with me super strong into the trading day and I say before this session, I think this is going to happen. I think we're going to go up. I think we're going to go down. I try not to. I actually have to try really hard not to, because I find on days when I do that and I'm carrying that bias, if I'm right, great. But on the days that I'm wrong, I get eaten up and I really have this limiting focus that's not allowing me to read what's going on. And again, on a day like today, I could say we sold off gnarly, big sell-offs. All these sessions, I'm ready to sell hard, sell. And I'm looking to sell as we break. I'm looking to sell right up here at VWAP. I'm looking to sell on every pullback, and it's an uptrend. So that's why I try to say often, don't marry a bias. If you're going to be on low time frames, trade price action and market structure on the lower time frames. Understand, are we trading in the U.S. markets where we've been on an absolute tear to the upside and, we're moving up more days than we're not? Maybe you want to look for longs in general, but yeah, that's the answer there. Yes, I live stream every day, almost every day here in the afternoon, 2:30 p.m. Eastern. That's how I've been starting them. I trade live every morning with my one-on-one clients. I only have one paid program. Let me back this up. I put everything out for free that you need to understand how I trade, my system, my approach. I answer questions for free. I have a Discord. I trade live here every day. I show you my trades, even the stuff that you're not seeing live. I give you breakdowns. I give you recaps, recordings of them, explanations, trade reports, everything. I give you my charts every morning, usually with a 5 to 10 minute voice message explaining what's on there, what I'm thinking for the day, important stuff to talk about. I give you news every day. I post a Forex Factory chart showing you financial news, mindset, and questions answered. I do my best to answer everybody. It's growing super rapidly with all this cool exposure going on, but I do my best to answer everybody in detail. I work with guys in a paid program. I have one paid program, one-on-one coaching over the course of a month. And what's included in that is 2 hours of live trading in the morning through Zoom with the group that's working with me one-on-one, up to 5 guys. For NYSE Open, the main session, right? Everybody wants to trade NYSE session. That's my main focus time for my own trading and with those gentlemen. Along with that, 2 1-hour one-on-one sessions where we're working on anything that you need to work on. Strategy development, risk management plan, creating an entire plan, how you're going to journal, how you're going to create a feedback loop, mindset, psychology, setting your goals. You want to get funded. How are you going to do that? How are you going to structure your risk per trade for the account, your limits for the day, and then really trade together. You're on your own, not a signal group, right? And then create that feedback loop where I'm holding you accountable. We're deciding whether or not you followed your plan. These are the basics of it. And then direct access to me, ability to ask me questions, priority, review things. Again, reviewing a journal every day, the whole deal. And it's been great doing that so far. I don't like to disclose too much information, but the people that I've worked with so far have had very positive results. The gentleman that I'm working with right now was halfway to passing a 150K account with Topstep. He passed it on this. These are just the facts. This is not a common occurrence. This is not what's going to happen for you. It's just the facts of the one guy that I'm working with right now. He passed that 150K on the second day of working with me. He achieved the minimum 5 $200 days, and he requested a payout for $2,300 today. There you go. I posted yesterday that he was eligible for a payout. He requested that payout. He got paid today. Really, really good results. Again, this is an experienced trader. Not everybody is at that level. Your results will be completely your own. I don't guarantee anything. I'm not a financial advisor. The whole disclaimer. But a lot of times, I believe, my humble, biased opinion, because I'm selling something here, right? Working with a coach, someone to hold you accountable, someone to create a really detailed business plan to get you where you need to go, and then review and work on that day in and day out with you is what you need to make steps in the right direction in a lot of cases. So that was a little bit of an extended conversation on what we were talking about. But that's what you get from me in the live here on YouTube and in my free Discord for free. Hop in there, man. While there's only 700 people or 800 people, wherever we're at, I can answer a lot of questions. It won't be like that when we have 10,000. And I fully expect to continue to grow, man. It's awesome. Leaning towards waiting for price to retest that high, and the sell-off continues. I don't know what high. What high are we talking about, Diamond? This high up here to retest this before the sell-off, to retest this. What are we looking at? TopstepX question. How do you create the draft bracket order? That was nice to see as a projection. Right here, brother. So this is again, I'm just watching to see, guys, like this is a potential short or a potential long. We bottom here, a little bit of a double bottom, right? I'm not a pattern guy, a price action pattern type of a guy, or even a chart pattern guy. Like this would be a double bottom, a chart pattern, but I pay attention to this type of stuff. We kind of bottom out here, fail to move lower and continue back up, break above that high. Could be an indication for a long. Those orders are still on the book. They have only gotten heavier. I'll show you bookmap in a minute. We fail here again, continue lower. We crack back up above here and continue lower. Shorts look like the move. I just don't have a trade here. I'd love to get a second one, but let's go high of day VWAP, new high of day VWAP off of the top of this move. Is that the high? 53.41 and a half. Yeah, right there. So to answer question, how did you create that draft bracket order? This is, I'm assuming you're talking about this. It is a position tool. Position tool from TradingView. This is a TradingView chart within TopstepX. It's the same thing. This would be in the projections tab, a long position or a short position, and it allows you to measure out your trade. This is, this would be your stop loss measured in points. This would be your take profit. A couple other tools you could use in here if you like that one. You can use a price range tool. Same thing, just not a position tool. It also measures ticks. Right? Here's your points. Here's your ticks. You can use the good old measurement tool. Clicking that doesn't stay on your chart as soon as you let go. This one does stay on your chart. you can just hit the shift key and click and drag. Oops, sorry. Click and drag and measure stuff out. You'll see me do that a lot. That's what I'm doing. In place of using a projection tool, I'm measuring out price action. You know, I understand on minis, I could do the math pretty quick because I'm primarily trading minis. This is 1/10 here on the micros, but, you know, I'm deciding, okay, you know, if I got a lot of room to work to the upside, you know, how far can I place my stop loss down? Does that give me a decent risk to reward based on the first area that I might be looking to take profit? You just get a feel for what you're looking at. You know, unless you're really paying attention to the price axis over here and you have grid lines on your chart, you can't tell me what this is. Can anybody, you know, guess with real accuracy how many ticks this candle is? No, but you could just real quick measure it out. Maybe today this is 10 points. On another day, this is 3 points. You know, there's your volatility. So the one you traded at. No, if we came all the way back up here, Diamond, I wouldn't be looking for a short off of the highs. I would have missed any opportunity to get long, which I'm considering again down here. A short, I wouldn't want to see us come all the way back up here. I would want to see structured to the downside. Again, this is just my style of trading, my approach. You know, a continuation of this structure, right? We've kind of broke below these lows here, broke below these lows here, chopping around here just below pre-market high, and then a continuation to the downside. You could go for, you know, a short trade like that. You know, something along these lines. Again, got to see what happens. If we came all the way back up here, I would be more inclined to get long back towards this area of liquidity and prior day high and just a continuation to the upside, which I'm really tempted to do now, guys. I think I might try it. I'm okay taking a second L on this one if I have to. I might try this with a couple micros down from this level. $322. Really respecting low of day VWAP. About to disrespect this high of day VWAP.
Order filled.
I'm going to go for it from here, guys. Let's go with a... Let's see how many points I want to get below this.
Order
I can
filled.
tell you right off the
Order
bat, I'm
filled.
going to get heavier than that. Don't mind me just like hitting the buy button on micros and just kind of lazily scaling into it. It's just an easy way to do it. You know, you probably want to be more exact. If I'm trading minis, you're going to see me be even more exact with it. I know I want to be long. Maybe it's a break and retest right of these levels and we need to come down. Do I want to let it come all the way down to these lows to take me out for $423? Probably. I probably do. Just see what this looks like. Again, just going to get my initial stop loss placement done. Once I place it, I don't like to move it back and forth. I only like to move it, you know, towards the direction that I'm trading. I certainly never like to widen it up. Kind of like a chess piece. Once you move it, that's it. Yeah, we'll go for around that level of, you know, past like the 5 points below these lows. I would like to see this move continue. I would like to see this push right back up. Break and retest is okay. You know, I'll be comfortable with this. That's totally fine. I might look to add if we get something like that. That would be tricky to see, but I do want to give this thing room to breathe. I also like starting this wide with this type of risk because it gives me some room to scale in and then reduce risk. So we'll kind of just see what we get. Again, I get the same thing. I'm buying the high, and it comes down and stops me out. No problem, man. If I'm buying the pullback on the downtrend, you know, so be it. But again, reasons for the trade. Bullish structure overall, right? For the day. We did crack down below these lows and these lows here. We respected this nice low of day anchored VWAP, this session VWAP that we're still above here. We're breaking back above high of day anchored VWAP. These are all tools, indicators, really that you don't need. You could delete all this shit from your chart if you wanted to and say, I'm buying because I think we're going back up. We got nice bullish structure. We're cracking back above these highs. We are pushing. I like to be buying into momentum on the 1 minute chart here in the direction that we're trading, not trying to buy as we're selling off, and catch some of that move. I'm trading towards prior day high and a huge level of liquidity on Bookmap. That is still on the chart. Take a look, guys. Do we have to come up here? We didn't before. Do we have to come up here? No, we certainly do not. I think there is a good reason to believe that we will. And I would like to be long before that. If we start to approach it, I'd like to hold into it and wait for a nice push through it. Big push to the upside for end of day here. We're coming into the final 30 minutes of NYSE session. A lot of volatility comes in as data comes from the stock market. So we'll see. Second trade. This one ends up being an L. 323. I'm going to be somewhere around that $750 on the day. So be it. That's the risk that I'm accepting. One thing, guys, if you're going to trade, first off, hope you're not copying anything I'm doing here. I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. Nothing that you see here or hear me say is a suggestion or recommendation to do anything. Trading's risky. Most traders lose money. Read the full disclaimer in the description of this video and on my site. You're responsible for your own trading decisions. So that's number one. Number two, not financial advice. If you're going to trade, like you see me doing here, when you put risk on in the market and you have a stop loss, you better really thoroughly understand and accept that that has a very likely potential to be hit. And you should be at a level where you're okay if that's getting hit. You're confident in your system over time. You recognize the amount of risk that you're putting on, and you say, I'm comfortable with that loss if I have to take it, the way that you just heard me articulate. So. Let's see. Lovely, man. Yeah, all good. We got a lot of guys in the chat. What's up, everybody? Welcome in, man. We're in another trade. Let's see if we can get a winner here. First one was an L, $323. Do I have to take two losses live? I would like to, man. I'll let you guys see it. I'll show you what's up. That's part of it, man. I think taking losses live in stride is very important. I think, arguably, I don't want to do it, but arguably, it's more important for some guys to see it, right? As I'm getting funded and passing challenges and showing you these nice green days, it's important for you to see the other side of it. It's important for you to see the red. It happens. It's part of trading, right? Every day is not green. Every session's not going to be green. A lot of sessions will be red. Maybe you're going to have red weeks and months that you're going to have to deal with. I think it's important for live traders to show that stuff. It can help build realistic expectations. You know, that's just part of it. What tool is it? FID drop down. New to TradingView. Yeah, man. TradingView is awesome. Going back to VWAP. Yeah, maybe. NQ looks like I'm not waiting for it to go back to VWAP, obviously. You know, I bought before then. Bought on the push back up, looking for it to find resistance down at this level after sweeping below these lows, getting a little double bottom in. We'll see how that plays for me. NQ looks like it's starting to bottom out. Dr. Derp said JK. Yeah, man. You know, whatever. You know, go whatever. People love to jump in and say, sell now, buy now, trust me. I flipped a coin or like, you know, whatever, man. These are not moving averages, Alan. These are anchored VWAPs. So if you come here into the projection tab, the drawing tools, you can use anchored volume weighted average price. It looks like a moving average, but is a anchor to a specific time, volume weighted average price. I have a session one on here, which is in the indicators tab. Here is the only two things I have on my chart, VWAP and traditional volume down here. That's usually pretty standard. That is based on the session. If you zoom out, you will see it resets here at session changeover, right? This is 6 p.m. Eastern when the market opens back up for futures. Right here. Where is the 1800? There we go. Resets, runs all the way through the session. You can anchor a VWAP to NYSE open. You can go from low of day to high of day, can provide some direction, tell you who's in control, provide some dynamic support and resistance. You could use them a number of different ways. I find in situations like this, a little bit late in the day, in between zones, we're not really, or even if we are extended to the outside, I find them useful. Looking back at my daily bias, I charted it incorrectly. The point I would look short to 360. Yeah, I got you, man. Do you use the tick chart? Not right now. I was going back and forth between the 100 tick chart and the 5-minute, kind of the Dakota from Topstep setup. If you guys watch Dakota from Topstep TV, the number one trader all the time, really, really humble, calm dude. He runs a 100 tick chart side by side with a 5-minute chart. You can still see it up here. I knew what the 100 tick chart was. I tried to get my hands on it. I really wasn't able to with even the highest paid subscription to TradingView. TopstepX has it. It's really interesting. It's very interesting to see momentum and volume displayed in candles, not be completely time interval based. I do feel you give up a little bit of price action in favor of market structure with the tick chart. It can be pretty fast moving as well. So, but it's cool. Really, really cool. Oh, nice, dude. Awesome Silver dropping your name on Topstep TV. Awesome, dude. Damn it. I'm here trading with you guys. I would like to see that. I'll have to go back and watch. But yeah, dude, he's awesome. He's the real deal. I really appreciate that, dude. He spotted me out of, just all the content and live trading and stuff that I put out. He reached out to me. We used some of the same tools, and, got me on the show. But just a stand-up dude, live trading, 100% transparency, shows the wins, shows the losses, is a straight shooter, right? Like whether you love him or hate him, he's going to tell you what he thinks, on Instagram and Twitter, the whole deal. And he just sets realistic expectations. So I think he's really, really solid. He's got a huge platform, and I love what he does with the day trading show. He gets guys like me on there, big traders, right? He's got like MP from Topstep and Rips. He gets, guys that are just breaking out with sharing their journey like me. And it's really a build each other up, bring everybody on, hear everybody out. Not this, I'm right, I know everything, you're wrong, I got the best strategy type of a deal. It's, let's bring everybody on and kind of hear them out and hear what they have to say and talk through, their story, their journey, things that have helped them. So whether you watch my episode or another episode, it's an awesome, awesome platform. About an hour long, you hear the guys' journeys, you hear how they trade, you hear, what's important to their trading, mindset, technicals, fundamentals. He gets a vast majority of guys, a vast variety of guys on there. So it's awesome. Oh, I appreciate that, man. That's cool. I'm going to have to thank him again. But yeah, and again, I don't mind giving credit where credit's due, right? I think there's this big stigma in the trading space, especially with guys that share stuff. Everybody's got to act like they figured everything out themselves. They learned everything, right? It's all proprietary to them. No, man. I'm taking all of this stuff, everything that I've learned, I didn't create. Right? I'm not the master creator of price action and market structure or deciding to use a pre-market high and prior day high. Big surprise. This is the most common stuff. Anchored VWAPs. Shout out Austin Silver. Shout out Brian Shannon from Alpha Trends. You want to learn from the godfather of anchored VWAPs, more about what I'm using on my chart, go and look up Brian Shannon and anchored VWAPs. Same with a lot of stuff, Bookmap. I'm certainly not the expert there. So, credit where credit's due. No, I don't find MACD helpful. You might find moving average convergence, divergence helpful. I do not. You might find RSI helpful, Bollinger Bands. I used to be the expert on all this stuff. I don't find that helpful. Great to see Bookmap in the real. Yeah, man. Let's see. Did I miss anything? If I missed a question, man, feel free to ask it again. We got some people on here. Thanks for hopping in, guys. I appreciate you. It's awesome to see so many people in here. No love for the GAN fans. Yeah. Use fractals 15. Yeah, dude, I mean, whatever you use, whatever you like. I got my tools. I experiment with different stuff. You'll see me, if you go back through my trading on live, right? A lot of it's been documented this year. You'll see me experiment with different volume tools. Coming to the futures market from Forex with a US regulated Forex broker, I had no volume. I talk about this in the podcast with Austin. No volume in US regulated Forex brokers, at least the one that I was trading with. And certainly not a centralized, regulated, very reliable volume source. So this whole piece to the puzzle opened up to me. And I said, hey, I got stuff that works, right? I got some juice. I got traction in my trading. But let me see if there's something else I could add on here. I could look at traditional volume. I could use volume weighted average price. Order flow is another huge piece to that. Like opened up the, Pandora's box looking at this thing. This wasn't available to me. So you'll see me experiment with different things. As far as traditional indicators go, I've worked through a lot of them. I'm not a real big fan of most of the stuff that you'll see on other guys' charts. I like market structure and price action. I really like horizontal levels, right? You'll see the stuff on my chart. But that doesn't mean that you won't find it useful. Maybe you're a Fibonacci guy. Maybe you're a trendline guy. All the more power to you, man. I would say you can only use so much and really apply it to your trading decisions effectively before it just gets to be too confusing and you're paying attention to 7 different things and you get different conflicting signals. There's also no holy grail, at least in my humble opinion. There's no combination of indicators that's going to give you a perfect entry signal every time. Maybe you just kind of clear up your charts and look at market structure and price action a little bit better. You're able to read that stuff. Just my thoughts there. But if you guys got questions, feel free, ask them in the chat, man. While we're hanging out, got a trade running. We'll see if I get a win on this one or we take the second L. Either way, I'm happy to show you guys what my trading looks like, what real trading looks like. That's it. Thanks. He does the same training also from what I've heard. One of his pods. So much more value when it's in an open structured environment. Daryl, what's up, bro? Inverted VWAP, GAN fans. Yeah, man. And again, while we're talking about Topstep TV, again, I'll be on Topstep TV August 13th next week for Power Players. Super excited to be trading live with those guys. If you don't watch Topstep TV, you definitely should check that out. It is all day throughout the session. Live traders, they have some guys that are on there full time. They have different traders that cycle on and off, like Austin right now. I forgot it's Tuesday afternoon and he's trading live on there. So awesome show. You get a bunch of different personalities, different styles. They're trading live. They're trading XFAs. They're trading live accounts. It's fun. It's really cool. Really cool. Free giveaway. Yeah, I haven't done a giveaway in a while, guys. I haven't done something, but hop in Discord. It won't be the last time that I've done one. I'll certainly give away some TopstepX accounts at a certain point in the future. I'm probably going to try to tie some stuff into charity coming up. I want to do more of that. I'm going to be on the trading battle, which is super cool. Coming up September, October. It's 2 traders head-to-head for charity. That should be really fun. I'm actually going to be on there with Zach Anthony from Austin Silver's crew. Another solid trader. It should be fun, man. I'm excited for that. I'll keep you guys updated on that. We got a date, but I want to make sure that it is locked in before I give that out. Topstep TV is gold. Dr. Dirt, when do you think someone should try to move to a funded account? When you have some real traction in demo, you asked a question. I'm not calling you out. You asked a question earlier about market structure and what I mean by market structure, and that would indicate that you're early on in your journey, and there's no problem for that. There's no problem with that. I would keep it on demo for a while. You don't have to pay the market tuition. I did. Almost everybody does. But you don't have to. Learn in a demo environment where there's no risk on the line, where you're comfortable taking losses and just feeling out the process. Once you get some traction in demo and you have some real data that you're collecting through journaling and you feel confident enough that you have mimicked the rules and risk structure and parameters that are part of trading with a prop firm, go for it. I think they're fairly inexpensive for most people. And that limits you from a live account, which a lot of guys go to way too quickly, including myself in the Forex market. So it's different for everybody. I'm literally 2 weeks into learning about this. You got a while, bro. You got a long while. Yeah. I'm realistic about it, right? Like I don't want to like, I wouldn't work with guys that are less than, a few months, 3 to 6 months into trading, at all. From a one-on-one perspective, there's so much free stuff out there. Watch the free videos, just go through the process of trading on demo, practice, experiment, but you've got a way to go, before you feel that you could trade within a prop firm and pass within a month, which is the amount of time that you have. It's hard to do. I'm doing it right now, and you're seeing me take losses. It's difficult to do. So, don't jump in before you have some real evidence to warrant you doing so. That's my opinion there, but different for everybody. I will say this: if it's between a live account and a prop firm, go for the prop firm, right? You're going to limit your downside losses to whatever the chance of that account is that you're probably going to blow, right? You're almost nobody. I've never actually met anybody that hopped into an account that they actually held with any longevity. They might run it up real quick, make some money in it, but it almost always blows. If you're trading low time frames. So, what shampoo do you use on your hair, man? The good stuff. My wife gets that really, really expensive stuff, and I use that to keep these locks luscious, man. I'm not thinking about going funded anytime soon. I'm leaving 2 weeks. Yeah. What do you think about ICT? I think it's overcomplicated, but I think if it works for you, great. If you're talking about like the trading itself, if you're talking about the guy, I haven't done a whole lot of research myself on him, but most of the stuff that I've heard and seen is just a whole bunch of crazy ranting, and seems like a lot of stories about being kidnapped by market makers and, maybe photoshopping $2 million MetaTrader withdrawals, and some of that stuff just doesn't seem super helpful. But I think there's a lot of guys that seem to do well with it. There's a lot of guys that seem to struggle with it. If it works for you, great. If you feel like it's a little bit overcomplicated, I would agree with you. You don't have to find the why behind every candle and every price movement. Just trade the chart, simplify your trading, find tools that you like, structure your risk, create a plan, and utilize your intuition and discretion. That was a huge part of it for me. When you are ready, are you saying you should go sim to prop firm and not take some time trading with your own money? Yeah. So what I mean by live account would be like your own money in a broker with just whatever broker that you want to trade with. A prop account would be a combine, a challenge first, what you're looking at me trade right here, and then getting funded with a prop firm. If you're trading futures on low time frames, if you have a significant amount of capital to invest, that's great. I'm in a position where I'm able to trade live with a significant amount of capital. I'm choosing the prop firm route for a couple of reasons, and you might want to as well. One, it's access to even larger amounts of capital, and it limits downside risk. You're only ever going to lose the price that you paid for that combine. So starting out, it can be a really nice limiting, limit your downside risk to say, I paid $50 for this 50K account. The most I'm going to lose here is $50. Chances are, if you're starting a live account, it's probably in the hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands. God forbid that you're starting one with 5 figures, and your downside risk is the entire account. And again, the chances of you just hitting a home run and breaking into profitability would be an anomaly. So I think for a lot of guys, when you're ready to go from a sim account to trying to get some skin in the game, consider the cheapest prop firm account with Topstep, and recognize that you're probably going to blow it. More than likely, you're not going to pass on your first time. And maybe you want to go through that a couple times. I'm just watching this play out, man. I hate this price action right here. Maybe you want to go through that a few times, just limiting yourself and not throwing, $1,000 or $10,000 or $50,000 in a live account and, risking $500 per trade or something like that. Yeah, guys, liquidity's still on the book above, but this price action sucks. Just ugly. Ugly pullback. I'll tell you my logic here on this one. I got my stop loss wide down below these lows. I wanted to allow for a quicker pull back down and then push back up. I'm going to leave this one where it is. As we're coming into this 350, I would love to make it to about 350, where we get a lot of volatility injected into the market, coming from data on the U.S. indices from the stock market. I like where liquidity is and where my trade is in relation to that liquidity based on Bookmap. And if we need to come down, break the lows, and stop me out, I'm going to accept that in the pursuit of profits on this one. Do I love this? Breaking down below pre-market high and just kind of trailing off? No. This was consolidation here. Pull back down. I would have, I really wanted to see a push back up to make the case for this trade, but I'm not going to duck out of this one early for just my $135 loss. I'm going to accept the very, very real potential that 350 hits in the next 4 minutes here, and we spike down. I don't have a ton of room based on where price is. Not terribly close. I'm not a few points away. I'm 15 or so points away. But I want to be on the long side of this as this comes in. So that's my thought process for the trade. Reason I'm not closing, reason I'm not adding or doing anything at this moment. Thanks for the answers. Forget the locks. What about what about beard oil? Oh yeah, man. What's the name of the good stuff? Grave before shave, and then there's something called Fisticuffs mustache wax, which I use to kind of keep stuff in order. But Grave before shave, that's the brand that I've used for forever. I use their beard balm. That's about enough of the personal questions, though, guys. I'm going to cap it right there, unless it's related to trading or something to do with discipline. That was enough information on shampoo and beard oil. Sellers taking this thing lower, guys. Down below the lows. Here we go again. Looks like we're going to get 2 L's. I've been in the market about over 5 years. I've been trading for over 5 years. Dr. Derp. Bookmap really not helping me out with anything major. Just volume to the downside, man. Gonna give me the ugly session on this, guys. Now it's looking less likely for me to survive this volatility coming in. Even if we're going to push up, there's a good chance that we push lower. If I don't get stopped out right now, which it looks like we're just going to sell right down into VWAP. That's how it goes sometimes, guys. Got to take those L's. This is going to be the frustrating piece, man. What do we get at 350? How do you feel about taking a trade a day regardless of the outcome? Keep emotions down. Yeah, sure. See the model, take it, let it play out. Absolutely, man. Trade your system, whatever your approach is, whatever it calls for. Trade that system. Should you have to trade every day if your system doesn't set up? No. If you're a beginner, I think less is more. You can only make so many educated decisions per day. You're probably not going to be able to take a ton of trades as a beginner and really keep things aligned with risk management and, trading according to your plan. So, keep things reasonable. But yeah, nothing wrong with that. Hey, I was right earlier when I said, yeah. I don't think there's too much important to pay attention to that, Dr. Dirt, but, speculating on market direction, that's fine. But I would be focusing on, how are you interpreting price action and market structure to create a plan to trade, to execute an edge in the market, and to find a way to structure risk that makes sense. So 20 seconds to 350, and I'm going to get stopped out like right at it, which just absolutely blows. And I'm too close now, I think, to survive this volatility. I'm going to leave it on just in case we absolutely pump. But this is kind of the time that I'm waiting for. Is there always volatility at this time? No. But
Order filled.
there we go. Push down to the downside, stop me. And usually we get some movement to the upside or downside. It looks like it wants to fall. Wick down towards VWAP. Yeah, here comes the frustrating piece, guys. Buying orders coming in. We got liquidity on the bid. Yeah, we'll watch the next 10 minutes together. Yeah, 2 L's, man. 2 L's today. These will be journaled, as all the trades are, in the free Discord. Hop in, man. You guys will get all the info on my trades. Somewhere down here. Hide it for now. I'll go back and journal these, and we'll post them in Discord. Let's see how we finish this one off, though. That's it for me. 2 L's. Done for the session. Nearing the daily loss limit on this account, but pushing them pretty hard, man. That's part of the strategy, part of the approach. Do we just chop here, or do we actually get some movement back down into the zone? Do we get some push to the upside? Again, looks like, here's an example of Bookmap where I am paying attention to orders up here on the book. Boom. Big level of liquidity, right? Large spike on the book. Lots of resting orders. Price just not coming up to that, man. We are not headed that way. Looks like towards the end of this session. And, we didn't need to climb up there. Pretty damn far away. We did get close back here, I think. Hang on that first trade idea. Yeah, we got close up here, and then they actually stacked up even more, right? If I push back, you can see the DOM being pretty light over here. Look at that quantity that came on. But again, decide if this is going to help you or hurt you, and decide to use it for yourself. But there's our good friend Bookmap. But again, guys, if you guys got questions, feel free, ask them in the chat. I'll hang out with you for the next 10 minutes here. We'll watch the end of NYSE session. We'll watch the close, see if we get some gnarly volatility, the upside or downside. Sells, man. Sells would have been the move. That was it. It was rotation back into the zone. This structure was not going to follow through, not going up to test yesterday's high, not coming up into this area of consolidation. Just checking into this low was all it needed to do. And, here we go back down into the zone. But, again, both of these, I'm good with them. I'm taking these trades every day. Let's see what happens as we're checking out VWAP here. Yes, this is Topstep's platform, man. This is TopstepX, Topstep's native platform. It's a trading view chart right here, integrated right into their platform. A whole bunch of cool tools, manual lockout, some different stuff that you don't see from other brokers. So it's pretty sweet. Looks nice. Yeah, it's a Topstep. It's a trading view chart. So if you have been trading for any amount of time, I know you're only 2 weeks in. Most guys will chart on TradingView, and then they're trading with another broker. They're charting on another broker. They're another platform. It's just difficult to work between a whole bunch of them. But this platform's awesome. I really, really like it. They're constantly adding stuff to it. Again, biased, right? I'm going to be on Topstep TV next week, but I really like the platform. It's sweet. I am trading exclusively on this platform right now. And most guys that I see, that are trading with Tradovate or anything else, they want to come over to it. So I would check it out. I'd be really sad if I had to move away from this platform for any reason. But I'll plug a couple things while you guys are on here. If you're not in the free Discord, hop in the free Discord, man. Growing rapidly. Community of traders. Ability to ask me questions. You get news every day, financial news that may or may not impact the market. You get my charts every morning with my levels, analysis in a voice message, 5 to 10 minutes where I'm talking about what's going on in the market that day. Mindset, information on journaling, information on everything that goes into profitable trading. I do giveaways in there sometimes, like we started to talk about earlier. Haven't ran one in a little while. Maybe something's coming up soon. If you're interested in working with somebody one-on-one, a real coach one-on-one platform, not a bunch of videos, not a course that you have to go through, I'm happy to talk to you about that. You can book a free 30-minute call through Discord or through my site, realdealfutures.com. Upcoming awesome stuff that I'll be on. Austin Silver podcast just dropped yesterday. ASFX, go to the YouTube, the day trading show. You'll hear about my journey, my come up into trading, how I made it from Forex to futures, where I am now. A whole bunch that goes into, my journey getting here, man. What I feel goes into my trading. I try to break it down to the best I can. I'll be on Topstep TV next week, Tuesday, August 13th, trading live for Power Hour. In the Power Players segment, not for Power Hour, 12 p.m. Eastern. That'll be awesome. I'm also going to be on the Trading Battle, September, October. I'll give you guys the date on that one. 2 traders going head-to-head for charity. Live trading should be really, really, really fun. I would love to see you guys in the chat, making some noise, telling them what's up, telling them what's going on with Real Deal Futures, the community, all that type of stuff. It'd be cool, man. It'd be cool. I'd like to make this a community thing. I got a lot of good guys that I've worked with over the months here, even in the free community. It's awesome. It's awesome. Looks nice. Switch from Trade of 8, 2 days. Yeah. You'll see me there representing Real Deal Futures. Yeah, bro. Real Deal Futures. Let's do it. Do I see myself staying on futures? Yes. I'm locked in on futures. Yep. Get in there, ask your questions while you can. Yeah, bro. Discord, check this out. I'll tell you guys that are still on here. We got 736 members. It's been like 100 a week for the last few weeks. If I go back and I view all members, I had some guys in really, really, really early on when it was very small. Outside of that, this is growing for 3 months. 3 months. Hop in now, man. Take advantage. We'll be happy to talk to you. Really would. Love doing the community, man. Super fun. Sell off back down into the zone, guys. Into the range. Not into the zone. Into the range. Into the pre-market range. Looks like we're going to approach this 15-minute opening range high. Cracking below VWAP. Shorts were the play back down in. That was it. On another day, maybe I have another bullet in the chamber and I'm getting short down here after all of this formed, and that one plays nice for me. But again, on any other day, I'm buying on the way up here. I'm buying after this pullback, an indication that we got room to move higher. Just didn't play nice with me today. So I'll wrap it up there, guys. Coming into the last couple minutes here. Thank you for being on the live. I appreciate you being here. Hop in the free Discord. I would love to see you guys on here the rest of the week. I'll be live the rest of the week on YouTube, 2:30 p.m. Eastern. Hop in the Discord. I'll see you guys soon.